So, Fizz, break it down. Their offense versus OKC's defense.
Listen, OKC, the one thing that they've done this year is they're defending, okay? They're 7th in defense right now. Paul George has really set the tone for this team. Great job here switching. You got to take away the three-point line from these guys. Steven Adams is one of the better bigs in the league at understanding his job in the situation. OKC is one of the best teams at getting
your hands up.
Yes, active hands. They do a great job with their low man. Grant comes over. Again, active hands. He's got his wingspan out. Paul George is on the weak side playing center field between the two spot-up shooters. Klay Thompson is driving the ball in there not to score. And guess what? Here we go. Paul George is off to the races. They forced him into a ton of turnovers. But this is the problem. You don't want to let Russell Westbrook get loose on some of these turnovers. Again, KD drives into traffic, not going to score. You got to drive the ball to score against this team to draw defense and make the right plays. Again, they pack the paint. Steph breaks down his spacing in the corner. He should be all the way out in the corner. That ball gets to Russell on the turnover, and KD and Steph are both behind the basketball. This is a foot race. I think Russell likes his opportunity here. I think he likes 1 against 3.
Yes, indeed.
Let alone if it's the equal numbers there. So
here comes a shark. There's blood in the water.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
I mean, so you don't want to put him in that situation over and over again. And OKC does as good a job as anybody. Again, the focus of Russell Westbrook to go hand to ball on these passes. Usually teams let Steph throw these passes pretty easy, but not Russell. Steven Adams comes up with it, and watch this. 4 seconds later, Russell Westbrook is putting the ball in the rim, and you don't want to give him a ton of those opportunities out in transition. He is one of the best. Look at the difference in their turnovers versus the rest of the league. OKC is forcing their best players into a lot of trouble, and they turn those into points, and that's what makes them dynamic, and that's why they have 2 wins against the Warriors.
Great information, Coach. How about this? The Thunder are forcing 23.5 turnovers versus the Warriors in 2 games this year. That's going to be the key stat.
Absolutely. Can we talk a little bit about the Thunder? Because they started the season off, it was a little bit rocky. Everybody freaked out that maybe this wasn't going to work. Now they're a game behind the number 3 seed Spurs. They're 4-1 against the top 4 teams in the league. Does this mean they figured it out?
They have. It's like this program. We figured out you're the quarterback and we're the wide receiver.
Oh, my God.
It's the exact same thing.
Water boy.
We did. I remember earlier in the year, I think it was like after 10 or 15 games, we did a graphic of their best 3 players' shot attempts.
Yeah.
And they were all equal. We were like, no, that dynamic
completely.
They were all like 17.5. Like, no, that's
Right.
off. Russell is now taking the pecking order as the reigning MVP. He's going to get out in transition, open court situations. That's his money. And late in games, they're still going to look to feature him to make big-time shots. But however, Paul George has now earned the trust of Russell Westbrook. So in half-court situations, they'll get him the ball, and they'll look for him off screens. And even late in basketball games, they allow him to have the opportunity to make plays. So this team and the emergence of Steven Adams, he gets overlooked, has been terrific. So I think they found their pecking order, which means they found their groove.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I think that everybody panicked early.
Always.
They always want them to get to it right away. I always go back to 8 and 9 when we first got the big 3 and everybody panicked, and then we went 22 out of 23. You just got to stay with it. Billy Donovan is a heck of a coach. They got competitors. They got guys that want to hold that trophy. They were going to figure it out.
Y'all must laugh at us in the locker room sometimes.
Absolutely.
The media.
Media.